Sup everyone, Xine here, and this is Xine's Guide to Halo 4. This is the level Reclaimer.
Commander Lasky's waiting for you on the Mammoth.
On our way.
Well, someone's overcompensating.
Papa Foxtrot 766 to Spartan Palmer. We're finally in the air.
Don't pick up that sniper rifle, there will be a Spartan that will jump up here holding one, so go ahead and just swap with them.
Chief, unfortunately for us, we've got to manually bring down a couple of parts.
Chief, Palmer again. The Mammoth's got jetpacks on board. If I were down there, I'd want one.
Give me some space. Gypsy Company, this is Captain Del Rio. The board is green. Let's shut down that gravity well so we can go home. Good hunting. Infinity out. Okay, Gypsy, time to work for it. Let's shake some dirt.
Captain Del Rio, targeting Pelicans are in position near the particle cannons, waiting for the Mammoth's minimac to take them out. 766, lose some altitude. You're inside the kill box.
Almost got target lock. Just a little more.
Pelican, fall back.
Alright. As soon as you're around the corner, go ahead and just start unleashing rockets with the rocket turret. Alright, once you're done with that side, and you hear Lasky talk, go ahead, hop on the other turret. You're going to want to aim at the floating platform around the corner. There is a Jackal sniper on it, and a Jackal marksman, and one elite with a carbine. And a couple of grunts. So just unleash a volley with the rockets, jump off the turret as soon as you start getting shot at, hide back here, use the Mammoth as cover, and proceed to start sniping. If you run out of ammo, there's sniper rifles right there. And on the other side of the Mammoth as well. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to just spam rockets with the rocket turret on this side for as long as we can. I find this is preferable to going down there and being at the mercy of your Marine allies, which, for whatever reason, have a very difficult time hitting any moving target with a rocket launcher. I'm just preemptively shooting rockets over there because there is a dropship that carries in 2 more ghosts. The combat section in this area normally has you fight against around 6 ghosts and 2 wraiths, but we're going to go ahead and try to cut that down to at least just having to deal with 1 wraith. If you manage to blow off the primary turret of the Phantom, it kind of just floats there aimlessly, not knowing what to do. It's pretty much no threat to you, but you can go ahead and just blow it up if you want. I'm just waiting for the other dropship to come in. I did jump the gun here a little bit. I thought I took out all the ghosts, but there was 1 left. And there it is. Now, unfortunately, around this point, the dropship will just, on its way out, take out your turret. I find that that happens about 90% of the time, so going forward at this point, we're going to go ahead and set up Rocket Hog downstairs, which is just having a rocket launcher Marine in the passenger seat, holding a rocket launcher. It's usually an effective strategy, but in Halo 4, it's kind of at its weakest. Again, it's just because the Marines just really have a hard time hitting moving targets. Which is funny, because the rockets in this game do home in slightly. So now we're going to go ahead and just peek in, wait for the Marines to fire off a couple of shots, and a rocket or two, and then immediately just hide again. We're going to be very wary about how we handle this section, because once the Wraith is down, we need to immediately run over and pick up the target designator and then take out the AA cannon. That will force the Mammoth to drive forward, and you can skip the one extra Wraith that spawns in here.
Target those phantoms for the railgun.
Don't listen to Cortana, just shoot the cannon.
Target acquired. Railgun reloaded.
Now, unfortunately, we do have to wait for the Mammoth to move into position and wait for some dialogue in order to proceed. Meanwhile, the Wraith will be trying to shell us. My advice is to keep moving.
We can bridge it with the Mammoth. Cross through the center to the other side.
Alright, go ahead, go through the Mammoth slightly. You might need to move up the Mammoth a little bit, not the Mammoth, the Warthog slightly, just so the Mammoth starts moving again. It is waiting for you to technically proceed. Once it starts moving, we're gonna just leave the Warthog here.
Lasky to infinity. First contact cleared, but no joy on additional targets.
But I have no idea what caused that.
Moving on to secondary battle position, but requesting evac for casualties.
Have your target locator out.
I'm on it, Commander.
Wait for one of the Phantoms to get within range, whatever one is closer.
Target acquired.
And we're gonna go ahead and just wait inside the Mammoth. We're not gonna bother fighting anything.
Banshees!
The target designator has a very long recharge time on it. I don't understand why that's a thing, but it is, and that's just rather unfortunate. Alright, once it's recharged, target one of the Banshees. Once one of them dies, the others will take the hint and leave you be.
Target acquired.
Like clockwork.
Railgun reloaded. Force field. Barricading the far side of this canyon. I'm seeing 3 power sources. Shut them down so the Mammoth can move through.
We're gonna try and take out that shade turret, if we can, with the normal rocket launcher. Once the Mammoth stops, we can go ahead and proceed to use the rocket launcher turret again. And we're gonna go ahead and just use and abuse the ever-living heck out of this thing for as long as we can. But thankfully, there is a very slim chance that the turret this time around will get blown up. Alright, once you're sure that the ghosts are down and the turret is down, go ahead, take out the first of 3 generators. I find one grenade is usually enough to break one of these things. Once that's done, the mammoth will advance. Be very careful. You don't want to end up like this guy. So jetpack up and be obscenely careful. You don't want to, like, accidentally kill yourself with fall damage, because you do take a lot of damage from the mammoth while it's moving if you don't do it properly. Alright, we're going to do the same thing as we did earlier. We're going to just go ahead and use the rocket launcher turret to take out pretty much everything that we can that's not hiding. Once the only things that are left are enemies that are just hiding in the bubble shield, hop off the turret and just head down there and clean house. Man, I wish my plasma pistol could do that. Thankfully, the enemies are incredibly stupid and will allow you to just walk into the shield, pot shot something, and then walk right out. By this point in time, you're probably running low on sniper ammo. I recommend picking up a needler, just in case. We're gonna go ahead, hop on the turret again, kill anything that's not hiding in a bubble shield. Alright, you can usually find a carbine there next to the destroyed floating platform. And the last elite in the bubble shield over here usually carries carbine as well. So you should be able to be fully stocked by the end of this. And thankfully, I didn't even need the needler.
Shield disabled. Mammoth, the path is clear.
Mammoth holding position. Whenever you're ready to proceed, Chief. Gypsy Company moving out.
Okay. Now comes the part of the level that is either just hair-pullingly obnoxious, or if you do what I'm going to do, insultingly easy. Normally, during this section, you are forced to fight about 5 wraiths and about 10 ghosts, non-stop with no respite, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to skip that. And it's primarily due to the fact that I don't feel like being at the mercy of my Marines being able to hit a target that is barely moving, and then dying for it multiple times. I don't feel like that's particularly enjoyable. So what we're going to do is jump up here, and we're going to board the Lich early. Once you lock on the turret, you'll get a checkpoint. You'll be able to jetpack onto it. If you take this path, you should be able to survive and not get splattered by the Lich. We're going to go ahead and try to drop a plasma turret on top of the Mammoth. It's not really necessary. It's just fun to have for one of the later sections. But if it doesn't land on there, it doesn't land on there. thing I find rather comical is that the Wraith knows I'm up here, and will start shelling the Lich itself. Which I find to be just kind of peak comedy. The Covenant in this game are just so hyper-aggressive. Alright, take out the power core, jump off. Yeah, the plasma turret landed on the side, but that's fine. Here, I'm just looking for it, but, yeah, it didn't land on there. It happens.
Thanks, Chief. It was getting a bit dicey there for a minute. All hands form up on us. Lasky, this is Infinity. Status. Mammoth's in pretty bad shape, sir. She'll make it to the objective, as long as nobody starts throwing rocks at us. Not a chance we can take. I'm sending teams out to pull some of their fire off you, so you can make it to the gravity well. Roger that, sir. Gypsy, let's move.
The Mammoth won't last long out in the
Shadow
open like
Company,
that.
Castle
We'll have to
Company.
find a way to keep the Covenant
Put some
off them.
pressure on those other
Find it to be peak comedy that the Mammoth could have just ran over all the Wraiths the entire time.
555. On station, ready to assist. Shadow actions, Infinity. Encountering enemy air. Significant EOF closer to the emplacements. Okay, folks. Terrain's too rough around these tributaries. Assault force, back on the Mammoth. Anyone not on board is getting left behind. Alright, sealing her up. Mammoth is mobile.
They don't care about you. They replaced you. Blast it.
It's okay.
How? How is this okay? How is putting you at risk because I can't hold it together okay? Chief, do you even understand what rampancy is? Really? We don't just shut down. Our cognitive processes begin dividing exponentially according to our total knowledge base. We literally think ourselves to death.
You know I won't let that happen.
And if it happens anyway?
Lasky.
Go, Commander.
We got significant blockage up ahead. I think this is about it for the Mammoth.
The command post for the particle cannons is through that trench.
Sir, I can move faster alone.
We'll see you back on Infinity, Commander.
Alright. Now we go through the obligatory sniping section with the occasional Jackal Sniper, but the Jackal Snipers in this game are a complete joke. They don't even kill you in one hit. It really doesn't require that much suggestive commentary. There'll be plenty of points where I'll point out various containers that have either like, extra carbines in them, and I'll also point out the handful of beam rifles you can pick up along the way. But you pretty much won't need them because this area just gives you so much sniper ammo, it's not even funny. You don't have to worry about that jackal marksman. He's hiding behind glass. He usually only pops his head out when you get to the start of this bridge. Once you take out enough of the grunts, most of them will whip out grenades and try to blow you up. And there we go. We're going to head back here, restock on carbine ammo, and proceed. We're going to go ahead and want to pick up this Needler. We're going to be carrying this into the later section where we're fighting the Knights and Crawlers after picking up Cortana again. We're just going to drop that here for now. Just another example of the fact that the Knights kind of take the headshot of the carbine as a suggestion. Alright, there's another crawler up there. Thankfully not a crawler snipe. He'll eventually come down on his own volition. Right up ahead, there is another Needler. We're going to go ahead and pick this up, run back for the one that we dropped, and we're going to save this Needler for the next arena. Carbine's here, and then there's a beam rifle right here. I do recommend that you exercise some level of caution. Sometimes there is a grunt with a fuel rod cannon. Usually he ends up, like, dead well before you get here. Somehow. But, just like I said, just keep an eye out. Alright, 2 more Knights. Couple of Crawlers, couple of Grunts. That section over there has a rather obnoxiously large number of crawlers. Whenever you think you're done, usually 2 more crawlers will come in, and then when you think you're done with those 2 more will come in. It's kind of like it just has several waves programmed to spawn in over and over again. I don't know the rhyme or reason behind it. It's just something I've observed going through this. Alright, we're going to go ahead, drop the sniper rifle, pick up the Needler. Like I said, 2 more crawlers. Before you proceed to the next area, drop down, resupply on carbine ammo. And we're going to go ahead and proceed to the worst cutscene in the game, which we will be skipping. I'll go ahead and begin commentary again once we get to the section with the tank.
Cortana to Infinity. We're entering the Forerunner structure. Breaking up, but coordinates received, Infinity. This elevator should take us directly to the coordinates Infinity provided. Almost like those Sentinels wanted us to get the particle cannons offline.
This could be a trap.
You say that like there's a second possibility? We've reached the coordinates. This looks like the place. The particle cannon network must use these arrays for targeting and guidance. It's an automated system, so it won't technically allow me to redirect the cannons to fire on one another. Technically. Cortana to Infinity. The guns should be offline. How's it look from up there? Infinity.
Cortana? Cortana. Cortana. How do we get out of here?
Elevator, back of the chamber.
Alright, go ahead, start headshotting all the crawlers in the area, and we're gonna go ahead and wait for the knights to throw grenades in order just to make it easier for us to land shots with the Needler. Otherwise, they tend to be very evasive. Just waiting for the crawlers. Once you see the knight do their animation for throwing the grenade, go ahead and just use the Needler, and just unleash it. It's pretty simple.
Chief, what happened? Your bio readings are all over the map.
It's a long story, but I know what the Didact's after.
I know that part. The librarian filled me in when she snatched me from the system. But what I don't know is what she did to you.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead. Standard tank combat, take out the Wraiths in 2 hits.
Does Infinity have a shot on the gravity well?
Captain,
Hopefully your Marine is smarter than mine and will actually get in the machine gun turret. I find taking out the second line of Wraiths to be significantly easier, as the first wave is kind of just hiding around that, like, giant rock there. Alright, right there, there's an elite with a fuel rod cannon. Try to take him out from range. You don't want to get much closer than that. Otherwise, he'll start spamming fuel rods at you, and he won't stop until you're dead.
First line clear. Check it off. Push forward. All eyes on the chief. He's lead dog.
That Warthog is just annihilating everything. I wouldn't bank on your allies making it this far. That's why I'm hanging back a lot and trying to go for shots at range. You don't want to play too aggressively in this section, mainly because the amount of wraiths that are thrown your way is just a bit ridiculous. Kind of par for the course for this level in general, honestly.
Looks like we're blocked. Chief, head down and find a way to destroy that shield.
One more wraith around the corner. I do recommend trying to shoot at this dropship. Normally it can drop its troops off, but if you do blow it up, the debris has a pretty decent chance at splattering all of the troops that just dropped off. And that does make your, trek through this area, slightly easier. Again, like I said, hopefully your Marine's smart enough and gets in the turret instead of riding shotgun with an assault rifle. Normally you'd want to hang back and wait for the elites to jump out, but if there's nothing in here, aim slightly to the side so the splash damage doesn't hit you. And you can break the generator without getting out of the Scorpion. Any closer than that, then you risk blowing yourself up.
There's a clearing just past this ravine.
Alright, once you're done, just go ahead, run ahead, pick up the target designator, target the gravity well, and end the mission.